Blighted Property Review Committee meeting to order. Will the Secretary please conduct the roll call?
Yes. Mr. Yurkowitz.
Here.
Mr. Welsh.
Present.
Mr. Spiker.
Here.
Mr. Taylor. Mrs. Peterson. Mr. Horton. Mrs. King. Mr. Euling.
Yep.
Mr. Snippert here. All right. Mr. Chairman, we have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. I'd like to approve the minutes for a meeting from February 11th, 2026.
I move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye. Yes.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, public comment, okay? Before we begin the public comment, I want to briefly note that the role of the Blighted Properties Review Committee, the responsibility is to determine whether the property meets the statutory criteria for blight under Pennsylvania law. Our determinations are based on documented property conditions, code violations, and other statutory factors. Public comment should be directed to the matters relevant to the condition of the property under review. Personal accusations or unrelated matters are outside the scope of the committee. Okay, do we have any public comment?
Committee. My name is Donald Crenshaw. Most of you know me, and I appreciate you taking the time to hear me today. I would just want to be here to let the committee know that as any properties that we may have a code violation or any issues with, sometimes things get lost in the mail, sometimes things don't even make it to individuals through the mail. That's why we send out certifieds on a lot of stuff. So I want to let this committee know that some of you do know we were able to close on a project that's going to make opportunity for me to help you with the challenges that you have. And that's Royal Homes 2, which is a preservation of 15 houses that may otherwise, if not fixed up, end up on a blight list. But they are going to be addressed. As some of you know, you were helped in the process. You helped us to get the actual building permits for the development to build 11 new units, and we're going to renovate 15. With that being said, for 30 years, I've been in the renovation of housing business. The last 3 years, 2 months, and a week that it took to close on our project, I always felt that if I came down here and said too much, that it would be somewhat of a retaliation from code enforcement or individuals, that I felt that that could happen. Not saying it did happen, but there is an appearance because there was conversation that was stated, and one of my properties showed up, not on the blight, but I think it was the land board that you guys want to go in and review it. I'm here to say today, again, each and every one of you, if you have a property that my name is affiliated with, I may or may not be aware that there is a code violation, but each and every one of you can get my number, call me, I'll meet you out there, we'll deal with it. I hope there's no properties showing up today that's blighted that I didn't know about that end up at the blight. Most of the properties that end up that I see on a blight list is because I haven't had one-on-one communications and how to deal with it. But again, I want to emphasize it took 3 years, 2 months to close on a totally funded project for preservation, renovation, to help you guys do what you do, and that's keep our properties up to code and have no violations. So with that, I want to say again, any properties that we have that are out there, if somebody reaches out, we'll have a meeting. Aaron, we can meet, we can talk about, we'll make sure there's a solution to making sure these properties are brought up to code. And anyone else that has properties that own them, I see where people are back water bills, back taxes, but the top of the Economic Development Challenge goal this year, if I understand it right, was to help homeless and people get into housing. If an individual hasn't paid a water bill, but he owns a house, he hasn't paid taxes, but he owns a house, before we make him a homeless person, let's go in, reach out to me, I'll do what I can do to help put roofs on houses, to help maybe get them to be able to stay in a house so they're not homeless. But I've heard where there's houses coming, where people are living in a house. You guys are probably gonna blight some today because of code violations. It's cheaper to fix up a house than it is to tear it down and make somebody homeless. So I wanted to share with you guys, my goal is to train young individuals in our city to be able to help bring houses into compliance, to help people prevent from being homeless. If they are back due in water or taxes, let's help them with funds. Maybe a few $1,000s keeps them from being homeless. But I'm here today to say with 30 years experience, last 2 years, we put 11 houses. We kept them on the tax roll. We made them either rental or home ownership for low to moderate income people. But I'm here to work with you. And I want to say, whatever I can do, if a property that shows up with Zach or any of my other entities, name on it, give me a call. We'll meet, and I'll assure you that we can address those code issues so that they're not being marked for blight or anything else. And then anyone else that's out there, that if we can help them through our training program to help put roofs on so that they don't continue to dilapidate. I looked at the rain today, water's running. Guys, please, I'm here. I got 30 years of affordable housing. Let's get everything off the blight. Let's get it into home ownership. Let's get it into rentals, but let's work together. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crenshaw.
Mr. Chairman, one comment.
Yes.
No property put in front of the BPRC is occupied at the time in which it is presented. No home under the urban redevelopment law can have blighted designation during the time in which it is occupied. So just to clarify that for the record.
Thank you. Is there any other public comment? All right, thank you. Public comment is now closed. Do we have the secretary's report?
I have no report today.
Okay. Old business. Is there any old business to come before the committee?
Yeah, we have one property here that was rehabbed under a developer agreement with the land bank. It's 316 Buffalo Road. I'll give Aaron a second to pop up some pictures for the committee to view. This property was renovated by a developer. They acquired all required permits, satisfied all inspections, and the permits were all closed out. I did my final rescind inspection on February 11th of this year. We'll take a look at the pictures here. So, this property is, like I said, they had furnace permits, 2 plumbing permits, electrical rewire, new service, smoke alarms, carbon monoxide, everything that was required, and passed all the inspections. And that's the only property I have for rescission of blight this month.
Okay. Do we have a motion to rescind?
So moved.
I'll second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, property is rescinded. Is that it? That's it for old business then? We have any new business?
Yep, we got a list of properties here for blight declaration. The first property is 914 East Ave. This property has been bounced around on quitclaim deed and tax sale transfers dating back to 2015. They owe taxes for 2024 and 2025 for $2,595.30. To my knowledge, there's no active utilities. The water was shut off on March 30th of 2022, and the balance owed is $950.57. We've got quite the case history on this property, 14 cases all time, 8 cases dating back to just 2018, 11 notices of violation have been sent dating back to 2018. I think what I can understand is the project was just too big for the people that tried to get it on a tax sale or quitclaim deed, and it just kind of fell to the wayside.
Okay, do we want a motion to blight on this one?
So move. I'll second.
Who moved? Dave.
Dave did. Rich, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. Next one.
Okay, up next, we have 250 East 21st Street. This property was acquired on a quitclaim deed in 2023 for $4,000. It's vacant. They are current on their taxes. There is 2 meters. It's a 2-unit structure. 1 meter is off and 1 meter is on. The water has been off since July 17th of 2023, and they owe $1,981.94 for their water bill. There was a fire in August of 2023, and I threw a picture up there so that you guys could see that that was it when the fire happened. To my knowledge, that there is no occupant, nobody's living there. There's no evidence of people living there. And with the lack of water, that also tells me that there's nobody living in there. We've had 6 cases all time, 3 cases in the last 5 years. 5 notice of violations sent, no response from the owner, and there was a repair demo ordered after the fire, and nothing was done with it after that, aside from them just boarding up the front window there and trying to keep the elements out. But the property sat there and nothing's been done with it.
All right, do we have a motion to blight?
I'll move to blight.
Rich, blight.
Second, Aaron.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Next one, please.
Okay, this next one, I do want to clarify. I did bring this to the board. It is occupied, and I know that after public comment, Aaron had mentioned that under urban redevelopment law that we typically do not blight occupied structures. But the way I understand and read the blight requirements is any property that is in a severe condition that is a public nuisance or could cause problems to neighboring structures could be qualified for blight. That's the only requirement that I have found. But like I said, this was brought to me and I was asked to present it, so I am presenting it to the board. This is 2116 East Ave. It was purchased on a special warranty deed in 2014. Like I said, I wanted to make it clear that it is occupied. They're behind on taxes for 2024 and 2025 for a total of $4,448.63. The utilities are all active. The water, they do owe over $3,000 in a water bill. We've got 4 cases with the current owner, 5 notice of violations, a repair demo order that was never responded to. And like I said, it was brought to me by the code officer in the area. They've got nowhere, knocked on doors, nobody answers, but it is believed that it is occupied. And I think it's one of the reasons I did decide to bring it to present was this blight declaration may open up doors for help for the person who is living there. When you see a water bill of $3,000 and the water is active, that typically indicates to me that it's probably an elderly person who can't have the utilities cut off because they need them for medical reason. And part of the reason I'm presenting it for blight is so that maybe we are able to provide some funding and it gets on the radar for everybody.
For committee's clarification, I retract my statement earlier for clarification purposes. Under the Pennsylvania Urban Redevelopment Law 35, Section 1712.1 and related municipal codes, a property may be certified as blighted even if it is occupied when it meets the statutory criteria as such. The redevelopment authority may not file condemnation action against an occupied property.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
Thank you.
So with that being said, like I said, I would like to present this property. We're not trying to remove people from their homes or anything like that. I'm simply suggesting that maybe if we get this on the blight list, it'll open avenues to, help this person, or at least maybe motivate them to reach out and ask for help, because a lot of the problem we have with providing help is getting the people to agree to it and come to us and ask for help.
So what kind of avenues would be available?
That would be better answered by Aaron with the redevelopment authority. But if the person whose home we blighted, if they were willing to communicate, I think it would be in our best interest to go in and evaluate the interior of the structure. You can see that the roof is in very bad shape, and it may not be in their best interest to be living in this property. And we would refer them to GCAC Adult Protection Services to try to get them some help. Because these places are bad, and, you know, if they don't come out of them, they're likely going to die in them because of the condition of the structure.
So it doesn't mean they have to move out right away, it just,
Absolutely not, no.
okay.
No, the blight designation is just another tool to continue to work toward voluntary compliance
Great.
in a property. And certainly, to Jake's point, there are resources available if they are the owner of the property. They do have the wherewithal to reach out and seek assistance. Certainly, we can advocate to them, but certainly we can't force them to seek the assistance that's available.
Do you know if it's owner occupied?
I believe that it is owner occupied, yes.
I'll move to blight.
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, next one, Jake.
151 East 22nd Street. This property is in the deeded owner's name from 2002. The property is vacant. There's no sign of occupants there. They're behind in taxes for 2024 and 2025 for $2,720.59. There's 2 meters on the structure. 1 meter is off, 1 meter is on. The water has been off at this property since April of 2016. There's a water bill outstanding for over $2,100, and the water company also noted to me that they have actually placed a lien against the property for the back water bills. We've got 5 cases all time. 6 notice of violations have been sent to this owner. A repair demo was issued to this owner. There's been 0 response. Like I said, the property maintenance inspector referred it to me, asked me for a blight declaration. Water being off since 2016. It's been 10 years since there's been an active water service. That's why we're presenting it.
Okay, we have a motion to blight.
So moved.
Jake,
I'll
second. Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
Yes.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Next, Jake.
All right, up next, we have 75961 East 9th Street. This property sits on the corner of 9th and Wayne. It's been in the deeded owner's name since 2013. It is vacant and then boarded up. They're overdue on taxes for 24 and 25 for just over $4,300. There's no active utilities at the structure, and the water has been off since September of 2024, and they owe over $1,500 in water services. There's 4 cases on this property all time. 5 notice of violations have been sent. A repair or demolish order was issued. We've had 0 response. One of the owners is deceased. It seems to me that the family is not acting on doing anything with the property. And with it being boarded up in a corner property, it's a high risk for people to break into a possible fire. So we need to get it on the blight list.
Okay. Do we have a motion to blight?
So moved, Aaron.
Second? I'll second. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Next one, Jake.
All right, here we have 509 Cascade Street. This was purchased on a quitclaim deed in 2019. The structure is vacant. They're behind in taxes for 2024 and 2025, and they owe just shy of $5,000 in taxes. The national fuel status is unknown, but the Penelec meter was off. The water's been off since last fall, October of 2025, and they owe $1,100 in their water bill. We've got 7 cases all time, 3 cases with the current owner, 5 notice of violations have been sent to the current owner. 5 quality of life tickets have been issued to the current owner. The inspector also noted in their case that they found a mailing address for the owner in Florida and has sent all the notices and tickets to Florida as well, and they've never got a response.
Okay, is there a motion to blight?
I'll move.
Dave? Second?
I'll second.
Rich? All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, next one, Jake.
All right, the next one is a vacant commercial property on State Street. Many of you may recognize the building, or you probably drive by it quite frequently if you go up and down State Street. This has been in the deeded owner's name since 2007. One of the owners is deceased. The structure is vacant. It's behind on taxes for 2024 and 2025, and the inspector for this area asked me to mention to the board that he has monitored the taxes for the last 6-7 years and notices that always 1 year of taxes gets paid to keep it off the JTS sale. So they're continuously 2 years behind in taxes. And the total amount in taxes that they're behind currently is $24,761.59. The electric and gas services, I was unable to verify that. I don't know where the meter's at. It may be inside the building. But the water has been shut off for this structure since 2013. So it's been over 10 years since there's been any water used in that building. We've got a number of cases, 6 cases, 7 notice of violations sent out dating back to 2017. Now, I do want to clarify the owner has communicated with us over the years. Last year, they made an attempt. They painted some of the front of the building, but the major repairs to the rear of the building, where the bricks are continuing to deteriorate and things are falling off the structure, have not been addressed. Last year was the first time since I've been in code enforcement that I've seen any effort to do anything with the property. Like I said, it's a vacant commercial building on State Street. There's not been a water service since 2013. They seem to be paying 1 year's taxes to keep it off the JTS sale. For all these reasons, that's why we're presenting it for blight today.
Okay, do we have a motion to blight?
Well, what are the violations?
Sorry about
of this?
So if Aaron can pull up some of the photos. The majority of the violations come from the rear of the structure. They're the brick and the mortar joints on the outside of the facade are severely deteriorated. This picture you're looking at there is a picture from last year when the leaves were off, and I was able to gain access. I talked to a company. I asked to use their parking lot behind to take photos, and they allowed me to. Boarded up windows in the back. From the gutters and the downspouts on that, you can see they're not intact. The doors on that rear garage are deteriorated. The wood's all rotted, needs painted. And if you recall the state blighted standards, any property that's delinquent in taxes, not occupied, not being readily used, it does qualify for blight.
Okay.
And the water's also off too, correct?
Yep, since 2013.
Okay. All right, do we have a motion to blight?
I'll move.
Rich? Second?
Second.
I'll second.
Oh, go ahead.
Dave, second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, Jake.
All right, the last one is right next, is a commercial building right next to the one we just declared blighted. That address is 52127 State Street. This property has had 3 special warranty deed transfers since 2007, the most recent being in 2019. They are owned by a company out of Ohio. The structure is vacant. They owe taxes for 2024 and 2025 for just shy of $5,600. The water here has been off since 2004. That's over 20 years. The building has been boarded up. We've got 8 cases dating back to 2004. multiple notice of violations sent, citations back in 2017 and 2019, which resulted in the owner selling the structure. The big thing here is that the zoning officers and the building inspector have been involved with this property because people have come in and tried to work on the property without submitting commercial plans and going through plan review and doing the proper permitting process. So the building inspector noted to me that he posted a stop work order on this structure many times over the years, most recently being, would be the fall of 2021. The zoning department, there was a building permit applied for by the current owner, but it was an incomplete building permit. They didn't have plans attached. They just applied for a building permit, didn't outline what they were going to do. So the zoning department notified them that they needed to provide the required drawings and all of that. And since then, we've been absolutely ghosted, and there's been no progress, and nobody's utilizing the space.
All right, do we have a motion to blight?
So moved, Aaron.
Second?
I'll second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you, Jake. All right, we now move to acknowledge statements of intent to renovate as submitted.
We have nothing for the committee today.
Okay. Is there correspondence to be entered into the record?
I have none.
Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll move.
I'll second.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.